Hey there, Key fans. We're back. Today, we went back to Kinguin because I had some other business to attend to here. So I went ahead and picked up today's random Steam key from Kinguin. And since it is the last day of the year, I actually got random Steam key in 10 and 5 premium random Steam keys. So we're going to wrap up the year by doing another last minute key unboxing from Kinguin to wrap up the year. So we got 15 keys. So we'll add these to our cart. So that's 410 and 647. So about $11 with the fees and everything. So we're going to say $11 on the package, and we're going to add these to our cart. And you're familiar with what they are, so don't really have to go over them. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to do both. We're going to do a 10 key random and a 5 key premium. Wrap up the year from Kinguin by doing 2 at once. And then we'll be able to start the new year in January with some other things that we want to do, pulling these together. But this closes out the year and is the end of the first month of the key unboxings. And when we come back, I'll have a better idea how we did. So I'll be able to inform you. And those of you who are following the series, I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of these. We're going to continue to do these in 2017. At the end of 2017, we're going to take a look back and see how many games we have and how many we got and what the overall scope of what happened over the course of a year. So we got this 1 month to kind of test the grounds and see how things were going and see which companies actually had keys, and we're going to mix some other ones in there too as we go. But this is an extra special New Year's edition key unboxing, so that's why we're doing both. And I went to Kinguin, like I said, because I had another reason to come here. I was looking for some prices and on some stuff, and they had a really good deal, so I picked it up. And probably something I'm going to do something with in the coming year, so you'll hear more about that as we come. I'm not going to go into it now because we're going to focus on this key unboxing. So I will be right back with the keys, and we can see what we got, and I will summarize when we return. And welcome back. So here we are on the famous Steam homepage, ready to check out what we got. Will it be good? Will it be bad? Well, we will have to see. And if bad, how bad is it? Because a couple of these we got have been horrible. So anyway, main Steam page going away, and here we go. First thing we got, Knights and Merchants. Not really a bad game. I've actually heard of this one. And this was these will go in order with the 10 basic first and then the 5 premier second. So, Knights and Merchants. I remember hearing about this game. It definitely got all very positive reviews. Actually kind of happy to have this. I did not have this game before. Now we do. I kind of enjoy these style of games. It's definitely a switch from the pure fiction of Warcraft and stuff like that. Gives it a little more realism. Definitely interesting to me. So glad we got this one. Next, Pirates of Black Cove. It looks like a reasonably decent adventure-ish type game. You can play. You're supposed to unite the pirate factions, the pirates, the corsairs, and the buccaneers, and leverage this in an all-out war of the Pirates of Black Cove. Mixed reviews. It looks like it's got 59% of the 99 reviews are positive. It's just barely over the top, but I mean, it looks like a classic game. Just looking at some of the screenshots. I mean, this reminds me of maybe just a bit above Ultima, which I have found to be a pretty good game over the years. So doesn't look absolutely terrible unless there's something really horrible in the gameplay. But that'll be coming, so we'll see how this does. And I guess there's a DLC for it or something as well, so good for them. Have no idea on this one. The jury's out. Next game, Septerra Core. I've heard some good things about this one. Kind of a high fantasy type game. Never played it. Reminds me a lot of older Final Fantasy, which then again, everything from this era does. The menus look similar. The equipment looks similar. Characters look kind of similar. So, very positive reviews recently. Mostly positive reviews over time. It came out in 99. So actually for 99, this actually looks pretty decent. Willing to give it a shot, see what it runs as. We'll check it out. I have not played it before, so who knows. But it does have trading cards, so that's awesome. Next, Enclave. Now, this one seemed a little interesting to me. The graphics look good. It came out in 2003, and for 2003, it does not look like a bad game considering the age. I don't know if this has been patched and remastered a bit since then, because they've done ports, it looks like, to Mac and Linux, so maybe they did a graphics refresh sometime between 2003 and now. But positive reviews, that's a big sword. Kind of looking forward to finding out what that thing will do. Anyway, this was the next one. Next, a good old friend, Nanoborg. It's our 2D side-scroller with inverted input mechanics, which I still have not figured out what that means. And you don't have to tell me. We'll figure it out at some point, but this could be a good kind of glitchy, cool little game. So this could turn out to be interesting. Or it could turn out to be a complete pile. But 16 reviews, and it is sitting at 81% positive. So it has some potential. Then again, we already have this. So look for me to be giving away this key at some point if you're interested. Next we have Bye Bye Wacky Planet. Our fast-paced 2D side-scrolling shooter inspired by the old-school video games. Yeah, we have this one. I've already done the sketch for this, so we don't need to propagate doing that again. However, I still have not yet played the game, and we are going to, and we're going to see what it looks like. So we will get there. And that means I have an extra key for Bye Bye Wacky Planet as well. So when we do look at the game, if it seems interesting to you, there will be keys available. Next game, Stigmat. Little game about a small but brave and courageous creature who lost the most precious thing in his life, his only eye. That's just terrible. How'd you make a game about that? Oh, this poor little creature, he's blind now. Let's torture him and put him in a game. And taunt him with eyes as the enemies. That is cruel. Anyway, we will see how bad it is. It got very positive reviews, 84%. Okay. Alright, well, we'll give it a benefit of the doubt. Next, Astea. Astea, the city which once was home to many people over the centuries. According to historians, there's a legend that Astea stuck in time between worlds. That seems a bit difficult of a sentence. Hey, this could be Destiny. This reminds me of Destiny. It's about the same difficulty and challenge level, it looks like, too. With the grass maps, and you can only go one way, and everything's fixed path, and even though it says open world. Haha. Anyway, I don't know anything about this one. Mixed reviews, 17 reviews, 41% of 17 people who bothered to review the game thought it was good. So, conversely, the remainder were undecided or thought it was bad. Don't need to read any of those. We're not going to influence ourselves unnecessarily. However, we actually ended up missing one. And there was a reason for that. And I will get to it when we're done. Because it just is not there. So we will get to that. So the next one. Horizon Shift. This actually looks kind of interesting. I remember way back in the day, and most of you who are watching this probably have no idea what an Intellivision is. But there was a couple of games that were shooters that we used to play on the Intellivision that was not the same as this, and I don't even know what this is exactly. But for some reason, this reminds me of that. And I'm kind of looking forward to trying this because this looks like a similar shooter type game like, I don't know, Space Invaders or Galaga or one of the arcade games. But it looks like you have multiple planes to work with because you can shift around more. So it's like a shooter with platform elements. It's either going to be really good or really bad. I mean, there's no middle ground in this one. And what I'm guessing is you can go from here and flip down and shoot these guys and then go back up here and these guys go back and forth and try to hit you. I don't know, but we're going to find out. And this came out this year, or last year it looks like. So that's not too bad. At least it's newer, and but since I've never heard of it, it's probably part of the stampede of crapware that's been released on Steam in the last couple of years. But hey, I'm not going to say that because I have not tried the game and I have not heard of it. Now here's the next game we got. The next game we got was Earth 2150 Trilogy. So we got the trilogy for 2150. And we are missing one. So I'll have to pull that one up for you right after this. And I know what it is, so I'm just going to type it in. And it's fairly simple. But I think I've heard of this game, and I think I remember it a little bit. But I'm not 100%. So I'm not going to say whether I think it's good or bad or remember anything about it. But this game came out in 2000. It reminds me a lot of the old Command and Conquer and Dune game that came out where you had to mine spice on Arrakis and you got attacked by sandworms. Not sure how real to life this is, but basically the trilogy is the 3 games in one. So it has Escape from the Blue Planet, the Moon Project, and Lost Souls all together. So we got all of it. Now the next one we got was Earth 2160, which I'm guessing is the version 6 years later of 2150. After the destruction of Earth in 2150, the leaders of the Eurasian dynasty escaped on board an evacuation fleet. Now they're fighting for the survival of the human species. Their base is one large building comprised of smaller visible or variable parts. So this kind of looks challenge-based. We'll see. I don't know. Most of this that I've seen is video, and I don't want to play the video. This could be great. This could be terrible. The game is rather old, so I'm not going to hold it to today's graphical standards of like Battlefront or whatever, but it looks decent. See? I mean, it's not bad. If this is actual gameplay, that's par for the course for 2006 for sure. Alright. So, next one. Hey, look at that. Our old friend Septerra Core. So, guess what that means? I got another key to give away. And the next one. Nosferatu, The Wrath of Malachi. And this came out in 2003. This was probably around the... I can't think of the name of it. There was a big series of vampire games that came out about this time. So this was probably a part of that. But it looks interesting. Maybe a shooter with vampires? Werewolves? in the year 1912. So you're going to be using older firearms in a British castle, Romanian court. I don't know. Looks like it has a lot of elements, but it looks kind of like toned down version of Quake or maybe Doom. I'm okay with that. Maybe Blood, one of those games. Blood would probably be a closer comparison to this. But anyway, this is very positive reviews, and there's 1,514 reviews for this, and 85% of those are positive. So obviously it's doing something right. The next one, World War III Black Gold. This reminds me a lot of Command & Conquer, and with the 2001 release date, I'm probably not far off. It's probably Command & Conquer with more of a war focus than a resource gathering focus. But since it's Black Gold, it could be just as easy that you have to make sure that you get a certain amount of oil, which is also known as Black Gold. Yep. So that could definitely be a thing. So we'll ponder this for a minute. Let me get the spreadsheet up. So here's the spreadsheet. And we're going to change this. I keep using the same one because of the formula. So let's put what we paid, which is about $11. So as usual, we've got Steam, Kinguin, and G2A. And here's the summary of what we got. So Horizon Shift, $4.99, 42 cents, and 16 cents on G2A. G2A is pretty much the winner on most everything except for Astea, which Steam was $5.99, Kinguin was 40 cents, and G2A was 74 cents. And here's the thing. They are market-supported prices. So if Kinguin has the market less, the new keys get priced less and less as they go along. If G2A has sold out the bottom end of the market, their prices will be higher. And I'm sorry, I'm having a little problems talking here. So Bye Bye Wacky Planet, $5.99 on Steam, $1.07 on Kinguin, 42 cents on G2A. G2A makes up for some of the higher prices they have, definitely in some of these. Nanoborg, $4.99 on Steam, $1.64 on Kinguin, 19 cents on G2A. Enclave, $4.99, 41 cents, and 41 cents. So Kinguin and G2A were the same on those. Stigmot, $1.24 on Steam, which seems like a bargain. Kinguin was 40 cents, and G2A was 21 cents. Here's the problem one. So if you remember, we got the Earth 2150 trilogy. Well, we also got a key for Earth 2150 Lost Souls, which I thought was DLC. I was actually incorrect. When I did some research, I found out that 2150 Lost Souls is actually different enough of a game to actually be considered a standalone game. So even though it's included in the trilogy, that key is considered a separate game from the series because it has its own independent story that'll carry the game and make it work. So what we're going to do is I'm going to eventually play 2150 Trilogy. When I play 2150 Trilogy, if the game series interests you at all, we will be giving away this Lost Souls key. But here's the problem. Because Steam carries the trilogy, Steam no longer carries the Lost Souls game in its category for sale. You can still activate the key, as to my knowledge, but there may be a problem with it. Now, I did not bother to get Kinguin or G2A's prices because they both had it, and the game is still valid. But Steam has wrapped this up into the trilogy, so the independent game is not purchasable anymore. And with the trilogy being $6.99, I'm guessing it would be $1 and a quarter for this particular one. Not terribly expensive, but like I said, this one they said was independent enough to be its own game. And that was from another source. That was not from somebody telling me, trying to convince me that I got a good deal. I actually looked it up when I said, well, why did I get this? It's not even a game. It's part of another game. So I figured it out. I did some research before I got started. So that's the story with that one. And when we do 2150 Trilogy, we'll be giving away the 2150 Lost Souls key, which should work. But if it doesn't, I apologize. But maybe we can do a consolation prize if that one doesn't work or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. Septerra Core, $4.99 on Steam, 40 cents on Kinguin, 52 cents on G2A. Pirates of the Black Cove, $9.99 on Steam, $1.07 on Kinguin, and 51 cents on G2A. Am I skipped it? No, I didn't. Knights and Merchants, $6.99 on Steam, which I actually thought would be more. 85 cents on Kinguin and 69 cents on G2A. So what do we end up with for our 10 basic keys? $50.16 on Steam, $6.66 on Kinguin, and $3.85 on G2A. So our premium keys are 2150 Trilogy, $6.99, 49 cents on Kinguin, 73 cents on G2A. Earth 2160, $4.99 on Steam, 85 cents on Kinguin, $1.05 on G2A. Septerra Core, we covered that already. Nosferatu, Wrath of Malachi, $9.99 on Steam, which I find to be incredible that a game that old with graphics that dated can retain that kind of value, because back then that was the full price for a game. $20 or so, 25. Some of them were more expensive, but I mean, we're talking 14 years ago that game came out. Maybe 15. I don't remember exactly what the release date was, and it closed the window already. So that game came out a long time ago, and it still retained a $10 value, which is more than most of the other games in this list have. 42 cents on Kinguin and 51 cents on G2A. World War III Black Gold is $4.99, which I actually thought would be more expensive because war games like that tend to retain their value a little bit better. 42 cents and 42 cents. So our total for our premium keys was $31.95 on Steam, $2.58 on Kinguin, and $3.23 on G2A. So what did we see here? We spent $11. This week, our grand total for Steam was $82.11. Our Kinguin total would have been $9.24, and our G2A would have been $7.08. Most of these games I probably would not have bought. If you pushed me to buy a game and gave me 73 cents, I might buy 2150, 2160. I might even buy Septerra Core if I was in the mood for another Final Fantasy type game. Knights Merchants, yeah, I'd go with that. Out of this, that's probably the shining star. Pirates of Black Cove could be, but it seems like it might be tied into something that I'm just not familiar with. So that's a possibility that there's more to it than what I know. I'm not familiar with the game, so not a big deal. Most of these actually came out about 2000-ish, and with that being the case, in 2000 I had a Mac, so most of these games did not appeal to me. So I was not involved in PC gaming at the time. So most of these I missed, which is fortunate because now the games are brand new to me, and now we have them and we can do what we want with them. Once again, what are we doing here? I am buying these keys so you don't have to. I see a lot of people have to be buying these keys because I watched them, and I watched them for many months before I made the decision to start doing this. And I would see the keys from the vendors sell out. So the vendors would shift and they would disappear and then they would come back later. So obviously they run out of keys. People are buying these. I don't know if it's just the fun of gambling or what it is, but let's be realistic here. Did we get a good value for our money? We paid $11 for a game I could have got for $6.99 or 85 cents or 69 cents. If we would have bought all these games this week from G2A, we would have saved $3. Do we have the potential to get games that are any good? I don't know that we can make that decision yet. We're going to continue doing this mostly because I have a use for these keys, which will become apparent actually fairly soon. You'll understand what I'm doing here. However, I explicitly do not suggest, recommend, or condone you guys going out and buying these keys. These random key drawings from anybody. The G2A one was probably the most reasonable one we've gotten so far. We got lucky on our first shot, which sucked us in, which I'm wondering if it's rigged. Now, I have heard of people getting decent games, but look at what we've put into these so far in 1 month alone and what we've come out with. And you make the decision. If you've got $20 in your pocket and you know that you would just take it and throw it away and you don't care about it, and you want to do this, awesome. You can go ahead and do it. And by all means, I hope you have good luck. But we're going to do this over the course of 12 months at most of the other key sites. And I found that it's going to rotate them because when we bought two from the same place right after each other, we wound up with a severe amount of duplicates. So that was a mistake. And that's what this month has been, is learning how we want to approach the next year. So we're going to do this every week. For the next year, we will do a key unboxing of some kind. I can't really tell you what it is because I don't know. We're going to visit a bunch of different sites that do this, and we may even give some of the ones that have given us really poor performance another chance. It all depends on how things roll out. But in the coming year 2017, we are going to explore whether this is worthwhile or not. As it goes along, go back through the history of this series. Watch what I've done. If you're watching this in the future. There aren't many episodes right now, but if you have any curiosity about this whatsoever, go back to the beginning. There's a playlist that I have for this. You can check it out. Watch all of them. They're short. See what we ended up with. You make the decision for yourself. If you think you're luckier than I am, over there, how many of these I've opened, at whatever point that you are watching this video, by all means, go ahead and do it. But I'm not suggesting that you do. I should probably say this at the beginning of the video, but hopefully you've stuck around to the end. But I did want to make that clear that I am not saying that you should do this. I'm not suggesting that you even logically should consider doing this. I'm doing this because I have a reason for it. Most likely you do not. But I do have a purpose for these keys. So do not worry about me. They will actually be used for something, even if it's just building a huge bonfire after I print them out. There is a use for them. And it will be a surprise, and it will be coming in the very near future. And all will be revealed soon. So, anyway, if you're enjoying this series, and I really hope you are, because I'm putting quite a bit of effort into getting this together, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of these. If you liked this video, click the like button. If you want to suggest anything that I do in a different way, or if there's a site you want me to check out, drop it in the description below. I will be happy to take a look at that key site if you'd like me to, and we will do an investigation on it. We will myth bust the heck out of this. I will go to anyone you want me to and try anyone you've got for me to try. There's actually an elusive beast that I found called an epic key that we may unbox. So, but you only get one. They only sell them in ones, and it's as much as 5 of the premiums. So we may do a special epic key unboxing. I got to consider that. I'm not sure if I want to tackle the epic key just yet. But hey, if we do, we do, and you guys will get the benefit of it. So anyway, I will catch you guys later. Make sure you come back and watch more of these key unboxings. See ya. Oh, and a Happy New Year.